It is a gloomy, rainy day here in the Midwest, and I thought what better than some homemade bread. To begin this recipe, you're going to add 3 cups of flour. It could be all-purpose or bread flour to a large mixing bowl. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, a packet of fast-rising yeast, now this part is completely optional, but I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon and a half of Italian seasoning. It makes the bread smell absolutely amazing. It gives it a nice extra flavor, but again, this is completely optional. You can add whatever you want in this part and just make it your own, really. At this point, I just like to give it a really good mix, either with my hands or a fork. My hands are clean, yes. Just to kind of combine all of this before we add in our water. So our 4 ingredients that we're using, our 4 main ingredients I should say, is flour, salt, yeast, and water. Everything else is just extra. Now to add a 1.5 cups of hot water. I begin stirring this with a fork because it is really, really hot at this point. Just trying to get as much of it combined as I can before I go in with my hands and give the hot water a little chance to cool off. Now we're not looking for a perfect dough ball here. We just want it all combined, no loose bits of flour. It's not going to look pretty, okay? It's just a whole trust the process type of thing. It'll turn out wonderful, trust me. Now that everything is combined, we are going to cover it with saran wrap. I'm also covering it with a kitchen towel as well, just because my wrap isn't really sticking to my bowl. Putting it in a warm spot in your kitchen and letting it sit and leave it alone for an hour. After 40 minutes, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 and go ahead and put your Dutch oven in just so it can get nice and hot, and it'll be perfect for our bread. This is what it looks like after an hour. It is so beautiful. It smells amazing. We are just going to knead it a little bit more and then let it rest again. Now we are going to put our dough ball into a bowl with a piece of parchment paper inside, cover it again, and let it rest for another 15 minutes. And just like that, 15 minutes has passed. Now at this point, I take a sharp knife and just make a little slit in the side to help its expansion while it's baking. You definitely don't have to do this. I just like to be a little extra. Now the this next part, proceed with caution. We are going to take our Dutch oven out of the oven. It is going to be extremely hot, okay? Very carefully take the lid off. Again, you see my oven mitts, they're dirty, don't judge. All that steam coming out just because of how hot it got in that oven. We're gonna very, very carefully lift the bread that is in the parchment paper and just plop it on down, okay? It's all right. We're gonna cover it back up, stick it in the oven for 30 minutes, and just let it bake. After 30 minutes, we're gonna take it out. It's, again, extremely hot. Ready, set? Oh, yeah. It already looks beautiful, but it is not done. So we are going to, again, very, very carefully, because this is so hot and I've burnt myself so many times, going to remove the parchment paper from underneath the bread. You see mine is ripping like crazy. Very, very hot. Plop that bread back down, and we're gonna bake it uncovered for another 10 minutes. You can eat this just by itself. I know I have. It's amazing. You can put a little bit of butter on it. We love it with our soup. We like to dip it in the broth of our soup, and it's wonderful. Deli sandwiches are also terrific with it. Now, ideally, you want to wait for this to cool down completely, but I could not help myself. I mean, look at it.